You're listening to Those Dad Guys, because the moms have their podcasts, so why shouldn't we? Huh? Here are Joe Seiler and Paul Black, Those Dad Guys.
What's going on, everyone? We are Those Dad Guys. I'm Joe. He's Paul.
That's right. How y'all doing?
And here for another week.
Another week of joy.
A week of joy. You know what?
That's
I'm going to tell you something. The fact that we've got through another week, it's been a long week for me. Mm-hmm. See these new sweet mugs? Paul, show them off.
Ooh.
Oh.
They look familiar, those guys.
And sorry for those people just listening, but I've also brought an extra pot of coffee because I think that's what today's going to be like.
Yes, sir.
So, you know what I've done this week? I've started.
What's that?
So I'm a DJ, right? A lot of people know that. I've started the great reorganization of my 300,000 song library.
Oh, that's an event.
Oh, I already kind of regret it.
Okay.
Like it's, there is so much music and, you know, which remixes to keep, which not. Like basically what I'm trying to do is just like pare it down. Because every time I'm searching for a song, like I have an idea of the music I want to play, but every time I'm searching for a song, it's like 15 versions come up. I'm like,
yeah,
okay,
exactly.
I'm not going to play the deep Bhangra house version of Sorry by Justin Bieber. It's just not going to happen.
What if someone requests it?
Well, I'm sorry. You know what the typical DJ line is? We'll try and get that on for you.
That's it.
So
until Aunt Betsy comes to the table every 15, 20 minutes asking where her song is.
So anyway, so I've started doing that, you know, and I realized something outside of that this week that, so I had to go out and I've turned into mask guy. I've started wearing the mask when I go out. We had a friend of ours like make some for the family, right? And Heather was like, you know, should we get one for the baby? And then she did all her research and she's like, no, the baby doesn't need one, whatever, right? But I'm like, I am now mask guy. I turned into glove guy 2 weeks ago.
No.
But now I'm mask guy. I didn't think it would happen, but it happened.
I'm staying my basement guy.
Yeah, well, there you go. You send your wife out shopping.
It's very true. And now I got my daughter getting all passionate when we go on our walks about the people that are wearing their masks and gloves in their car by themselves. Like, we just don't get it. Unless it's a rental car, I understand. But I won't go on that rent again today. See,
I don't wear mine in the car. Okay, I do not wear it in the car. It's when I get into the parking lot at the grocery store, on goes the mask. And friends of ours, a friend of ours, Christine, she made the masks for us. And it's a superhero one. It's Superman. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. But it's funny because I put it on and my daughter started making fun of me. Because she's like, Dad, it looks ridiculous with your beard. She's like, you got to shave off your beard. I'm like, I'm not shaving off my beard. Like, even if like the COVID quarantine ends, I'm still going to grow my beard. It may not be like ZZ Top or anything like that. But the one thing I realized when I took my mask off the other day, I'm like, man, I got a lot of gray.
Yeah, you do. I'm staring at it right now.
Oh, my goodness, I got a lot of gray. And even Ella's like, Dad, you've got a lot of gray hairs. And every time I'm like, that's because of you.
Yeah.
100% because of you.
Always the kids.
You know, so I've kind of decided that I don't care. I don't care what I look like. I kind of feel like I've really let myself go.
Yeah. Yeah.
But whatever. You know what?
You know.
I'll turn into like when everything is said and done and everyone's like, all right, go back out. I'll turn into start hitting the gym twice a day guy.
Nice. I took the opposite approach for Easter. We had a huge family Zoom meeting, which was incredible, by the way. So fun. So I decided I need to look nice. So
for those listening on the radio side, on the audio side, listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or Google Podcasts, or anywhere else you find your podcast, Paul's hair looks like it was down to a number 1.
It was. So my daughter wanted to cut my hair. So I was like, okay, like it's only hair. It should grow back. I'm very confident that it'll grow back. I don't know. So we tried to use the number 2 blade and it was pulling on my hair. So I'm like, all right, let's try the number 1 just a little bit. So we tried a bit, still pulled my hair. So then I greased up the teeth of the blade.
Yeah.
For the clippers.
Yep.
and then just did a little number one up the side, and it worked. And we then forgot to replace to the number two. So
how do you feel?
No, it's not me. It's not me. It's too short. I'm a number two kind of guy.
See, I'm the guy that, like, I've been doing it for years because I had, I shaved my head down when, I always told my wife when I started to lose my hair, I'm shaving my head. Simple as that. And I had a photographer I was DJing at a wedding, and a photographer got up behind me and took a picture of the dance floor. I'm like, sweet, that's going to be a great picture. And it was a great picture, except for that giant bald spot in the back of my head that was like gleaming off the lights. So I literally, the day after I got that picture from the photographer, I went up into the bathroom and I shaved my head right down with the number one.
Yeah.
Since then, I've now taken the number one guard off, and I shave just using the teeth. Yeah. And then I've even taken it a step further, and I've gone straight blade.
Oh man, I can't.
It's grown a little bit now, but
yeah, man. I don't know. It's not for me.
It's freedom. It's freedom, Paul.
My brother's been bicked for as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
Right. Forever, and clean shaven and everything. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if I could do it. I don't think my head is shaped that way.
See, I have a beautiful shaped head. There's no line about it. It's nice and symmetrical. It's very nice and round. But I could never shave my beard off. That's the one thing I can't do it, because then my face just looks like fat face.
Yeah. I got the Homer Simpson going on.
I'm not interested in that at all. So, I wanted to ask about the haircut, because we did chat briefly this week, and I noticed, it got a little bit low. But hey, it's not bad, man. It's not bad. So, but I see your point. If it's not you, if you don't think it's you, it's not you. But I like it. It's gorgeous. Yeah. It's, you know what? You got to take it down even further. That's all.
Maybe it is me. Maybe we'll see.
Take it down even further. You're going to be good to go.
So we'll do a poll, hair or no hair.
Oh, yes, we are. But the problem is you won't listen to the people. If the people all say, oh, wait, maybe last week, didn't you say that you just rather not listen to people and you just do what they say?
Listen, I'll tell you, if 75% or more people tell me to bick it, I'll bick it. Well, I'll make that commitment.
Okay. You heard it here first. Paul said, and we're going to put the poll up on the Facebook page. Paul, hair or no hair? I love it. Paul, that's commitment.
All right, let me see. Let's see what we can do.
Let's do it. We'll get it up there. What else? What else is going on? What else you been up to?
Nothing, man. Just a lot of work. And last night was pretty awesome.
Yep.
My daughter decided to host a movie night.
Oh, tell me about that.
So we have those paper lunch bags. So what she did is she popped popcorn in a microwave. My wife helped her out melt some butter, because I like butter on the popcorn. Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
Then they put them in the lunch paper bags.
Hold on. Can I stop you for 1 second? Mm-hmm. Can I tell you what we've been doing with popcorn, which is kind of ridiculous, and I know it's not brand new. There's two different things Heather does with popcorn. One, she'll pop the popcorn in the microwave, put some olive oil there, and a crap ton of Parmesan cheese.
Come on.
So delicious. And then she does another one where same kind of thing, but she'll melt butter in the microwave, drizzle that on there, brown sugar, and Frank's Red Hot.
Come on.
Oh, it gets it a little bit. It's not crunchy popcorn anymore at that point, obviously.
Yeah.
But man, the flavor. Anyway, sorry to digress. In a brown paper bag.
Yeah, I'll never try those recommendations. But
why not? You don't like Parmesan cheese?
Maybe the Parmesan I'll try it. Never the Frank's Red Hot brown sugar, soggy popcorn, not for me. Anyways,
go on.
So she made us tickets that gave us seat numbers, our names, seat numbers, and things like that. And we weren't allowed to go into the basement until she was ready. So we all had our bag of popcorn, and then we walked downstairs, and on the couch she had taped seat numbers 1, 2, and 3. So then we threw on Journey to Mysterious Island. It's an older movie with The Rock in it, and it's about.
Is it Mysterious Island?
Or I think so.
Witch Mountain?
No, it's not Witch Mountain.
Because it must be a sequel then, because I know he did Journey to Witch Mountain too.
Okay, I'm gonna look that up.
I'm gonna look up yours too.
So it's funny. Everybody got a hidden Reese peanut butter cup in their bag of popcorn.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and drinks. She had drinks for us.
Like, did you get adult drinks?
No, I reserved the right just to have a regular soda pop.
A soda.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, and it was amazing. It was such a fun movie night, and she was so jacked when she was when her mom was putting her to bed about how exciting it was. So she wants to try restaurant tonight. So
nice.
We'll see. Yeah, so we've started doing family movies. We've never been really a family movie watching family.
See, that was going to be the question I ask you: is how often do you do that kind of thing?
Yeah, not really often. Like before all this went down, not very often at all. We'd start the movie at 8, say, or 7:30.
Yeah.
My wife starts falling asleep, and then it gets close to my daughter's bedtime. And halfway through the movie, she's waking her up, and it's time to go to bed. And I'm like, well, we just wasted half of this movie. I need to watch the entire thing.
Right.
So we don't really do movies, but we are now, and it's so fun.
See, we are kind of the opposite. We are a weekly movie night family. Like if I'm not DJing on a Saturday night, we'll put a movie on, or we'll do it on a Friday night, or even a Sunday night, depending. So we're like a one a week movie family. Sometimes two, if we want to get a little risky,
right?
You know what the problem with that is you run out of movies to show your kids. So like. The other day, like we watched like Frozen 2 and we've watched some stuff, but it's hard because you've got your daughter who is the same age as my daughter, and there's certain age appropriate kind of movies for a 10-year-old.
Right.
I also have a 12-year-old. So who's a little bit more grown up, not necessarily like what I'm saying is he's not really like, he's not, but Ella's like, it's like she doesn't want to be 10. She wants to be 17.
Of course, yeah.
Okay. So, but the thing is, it's like you start to run out of, like, she doesn't want to watch. Now, she fought hard to not watch Frozen 2.
For real.
But then she watched it. So it's like and she liked it. She enjoyed it. What we're trying to do now is figure out what movies we can watch. And I think for years we've been like, okay, well, when we watched this when we were young, it was okay. Like Heather goes to, I guess there's a website that's like that like reviews movies like by parents and like kids, and they say what they think the age rating should be.
Okay.
So Heather kind of looks at that, right? But I kind of throw caution to the wind, right? So we've over the years we've had a lot of parenting fail movies. Like it's bad. Like it's bad. Like we show them movies that there's no reason. And by the way, let me just get into this first. I did not forget Maverick when I said I also have a 12-year-old. Yes, I have a 3-month-old, but he's not a movie watcher yet. Okay, so before I get in trouble, it's not like I said I have four people in this family. Okay, so let's just get that clear. But for years, like TV shows and movies, we've been trying to figure out, what do we show them? Because also, as a parent, let's not lie, we want to be interested in the movie too. I don't need to watch like the cartoon, like Turbo movie. Like, granted, I have watched it about some snail that's really, really slow and whatever. Like you want to be into the movies as well. So what do? You go, yeah, you know what? Let's show them some movies that we like, so we'll be interested too, and not just all of a sudden just hop up on our phone and start, doing that. You want to be involved, which I'm very guilty of. Like, I'm very guilty of. If I'm not into a movie, I will fire up my phone, and my wife will yell at me across the couch. So she's like, "Put your phone away. You're setting a bad example." So, we've had quite a few parenting fails. Now, I don't know, you probably, if you guys don't watch as many movies as us, and keep in mind, we've been doing this for years, so it's like, I'm not going to say 52 movies a year.
Yeah.
But enough.
Right. We've had a couple recently, for sure.
So, we went on a trip to Florida, right? And, you got to keep the kids occupied in the back seat. So you go to your local department store and you buy the $5 DVDs to go in the DVD player.
Mm-hmm.
So we bought a bunch, we bought, Diary of a Wimpy Kid and stuff like that. And there's a couple ones here we got for the last trip. Coraline. Now, this was not the last trip. This was earlier. Coraline's like a Tim Burton movie.
Yep.
Tim Burton's kind of creepy and weird as it is.
Pretty dark, yeah.
We put that on. Ella would have been probably 6. And I was driving. Heather looks in the back seat and Ella's terrified. Just terrified. So there's that. The last trip we took, which was last year, somehow our 10-year-old daughter Ella decided to talk us into letting her watch the original Pet Sematary.
Come on.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
So we let her, and all things considered, it's not bad except for the one scene where the guy gets his Achilles tendon cut and stuff like that, which still grosses me out. That was probably not a good idea.
No. That's a straight up horror flick.
It's a Stephen King movie, and she's all over us. Like, okay, first of all, Ella that's all she wants to watch is horror movies. Just horror movies. That's it. Anthony can get into action adventure. I showed Anthony Die Hard for the first time this year, and Die Hard, yes, it's got swearing. I know, but it's not like we don't swear in the house, but it's not like he's in grade 7. Yeah. Think about when you were in grade 7, you were using these words. So he's heard. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, we've talked about, these are words, blah, blah, blah. That's a whole parenting episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Talking about that. But I showed him Die Hard for the first time this year and he loved it, right? So, which is awesome. That would not interest Ella. Ella wants to watch The Conjuring.
Holy cow.
So why don't we show her The Conjuring? Now this, I enjoyed that movie. I don't know if you've seen it.
Probably not.
But does it scare you? Is that why?
No, we have a limit in this house of, adult accompaniment 14. Yeah, we don't watch movies.
Like you and your wife?
She will not watch a scary movie.
Come on.
Not at all. 0%. I'm like, let's watch A Quiet Place. Nope, not going to watch A Quiet Place.
Really?
Scary. Yeah, man. Yeah.
So you've got to, hold on. So if you want to watch one of these movies that's like rated R, you got to watch it on your own?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
But which you never probably do.
No, like sometimes I'll catch something, but
wow.
No. I mean, I'm the Rom Com king, in this house. That's where we are. We're all about rom coms and Hallmark Channel,
I love you so much. I love you so much.
Yeah.
Well, we're not. We watched The Conjuring with our 10-year-old and 12-year-old. And it's funny because I was going over my list and I was talking to Heather about it the other day as I was kind of rolling through, remembering some of the stuff that we've watched. And you know what Heather says to me? The Conjuring's not that scary. I'm like, it's about possession and demons and stuff, and kids aren't supposed to watch this stuff. And then Ella pipes up. She's like, Dad, it wasn't that bad. This is my 10-year-old daughter. We've desensitized her to this crazy stuff.
You just scared the headphone out of my ear.
Nuts.
That's crazy.
Like,
holy jeez.
I know. And same with Paranormal Activity.
Come on.
Like we should, but I'm gonna be honest, Paranormal Activity. Like there's some movies where we've put them on and kind of turned them off. Yeah. Like, but most of them were like, just shield your eyes. You'll be fine. Oh my gosh.
You have me feeling like I'm a saint, man.
Oh, you are. I am a bad parent.
Check this out. So I'm all
I don't take all the responsibility for that. Heather's on board with these movies. I'm not like, there's one, and I'll tell you about that. Go on.
So I'm all about comedy and funny and things, and my daughter also loves comedy, funny things. So I put on Netflix, there's a John Mulaney episode. I think he's a pretty funny comic as it is, but he had he has a show called John Mulaney and the Sack Lunchbox, and it's with a bunch of kids. So I'm thinking, okay, so this is going to be appropriate.
Nope.
So the first skit is is a song about Grandma's boyfriend, Paul.
Oh, that's nice.
And my daughter and I are just dying laughing at this song because it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And then they have a little chit chat, and then they go into what are you reading? And it's a book called Sasha's Dad Does Drag. And my daughter and I are going nuts laughing. It's crazy. My wife is like, turn this off.
Yeah.
This is inappropriate. So I only got like 2 skits into that show with her. But that's our biggest fail. Sasha's Dad Does Drag.
It's funny because you talk about comedies, right? You know what I thought? I was like, Zoolander's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like Zoolander's a comedy. It's Will Ferrell. He's a fun guy. Can be a little bit crass, but I'm like, it's Ben Stiller.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, Zoolander, fine. No, full on threesome scene with. I'm like, yeah, and then like it's like full on orgy scene even.
Oh my gosh!
Like it's like,
wow.
I'm like, that one we turned off.
Yeah,
we turned that one off. It was yeah, but you know what? The other, I'm like, what could be more childlike than Kindergarten Cop?
Right?
Dude, there's like rape in that movie. I like do not remember. I'm like, there's like rape and like he's like beat, not like Arnold, but the other guy's like beating a woman and stuff like that. I'm like, oh my goodness.
But we didn't know that stuff. Like when you know what I mean, we probably only looked at the kids and the funny stuff and what was happening, and all the other stuff didn't really matter and it didn't lock into our memories.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That is weird.
Like the other thing I did because I was like, like they did. Remember they did so Deadpool, right?
Yeah.
And then they did the Christmas, like the PG version toned down that has like Fred Savage in the commercials and Deadpool's like reading him a bedtime story and stuff like that. Yeah, you don't know what I'm talking about.
No.
They did they PG'd it down to kind of pull some of the violence out and stuff so that PG-13 or something could watch it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's still bad.
Wow.
Again, I don't have a 13-year-old yet, so I'm trying to show it to a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
And that's one that Heather's like, no, that you cannot. That was all me. And the other one, and this was a Heather and I thing. Have you heard of the movie Brightburn?
Never.
Okay, so Brightburn is a movie. When you watch the trailer, it looks like it's basically like like a kid comes down to Earth, and he's just like Superman does, for example.
Okay.
And he's raised by a family. And you're going, okay, but basically he ends up turning into a bad guy, not like Superman became a good guy. This guy, spoiler alert ahead. We'll put that on the on the intro this week. So I'm like, okay, well, the trailer looks good. So Heather looks it up on her magical website, and she's like, no, apparently this is not good for kids. So I'm like, well, let's watch it. Like, not with the kids. Well, the two of us will watch it.
Yeah.
And we'll see we'll kind of preview it, which we don't do and probably should do with most movies, especially ones from the past.
Mm-hmm.
So we watched it and it horrified the two of us. I'm like, oh no, I will. It is one of the gorier movies I've ever seen. Like, I'm like, we will never watch this with the kids. And now the kids are like, can we watch Brightburn? Can we watch? I'm like, no, you will not watch it till you move out of my house.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's really, really bad.
That's crazy. When I was growing up, my uncle lived with us, or we lived with my uncle for a while. My mom and dad and brother and I, and he loved the scary movies. Mm-hmm. And
like the scary movie series or like a horror movie?
Oh, sorry. Horror movies.
Okay.
So we're talking Cujo.
Oh,
and things like that. So he threw one on and we were all watching it, and then he left the room and, whatever. So my brother goes upstairs to go to the washroom, and there's my uncle in his steel factory onesie in the bathroom with the bag on his head, scaring the crap out of my brother right after we watched the horror movie.
No wonder you're the Rom Com king now.
That's it, right? I don't want to be scared.
You know what? We're getting down to something here. We're learning about your upbringing.
Yeah.
And that there were some mistakes made. I'm not going to criticize your family. I mean, you can't do that because right now everyone listening is going, yeah, Joe, you're one to talk. You're showing your children these movies. Yeah,
the same. My uncle, so it's Uncle Tony, and he's my godfather.
Shout out to Uncle Tony.
Hey, Uncle Tony. And he's the godfather for a bunch of us. He's like, oh, I'm your godfather. I said, I know. But one time my aunt and uncle moved into this new place. So we were all there helping out. And my uncle says to me, can you go get a starhead screwdriver for me? It's just down in the basement. So I go down and I open the door to get into the tool room. Yep. And my Uncle Tony's there with a mask on and jumps out at me. I could not breathe. I was crying so uncontrollable cry. And he just jumped out and then he felt bad, of course, because it's just a joke. But man, like I get brought right to that point. Whenever I see a mask, I'm scared. Like my buddy in college used to put on a mask and chase me around my house because I was that afraid.
Really?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Wow. That's is Uncle Tony on your mom or dad's side?
My mom's.
So did your mom have words with Uncle Tony after that?
No, not at all. That's how we grew up, man. You toughen up. That's what you do.
Toughen up. I love it. So I guess what I'm trying to figure out though right now is like, you've seen the movie Old School, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know how earmuffs is the code word? Mm-hmm. I'm trying to figure out if like do I say like eye patch or something like if I don't want to. Like right now we just like cover your eyes, but I'm like, what do I say? Like, or maybe just don't watch these movies. I don't know. So
I would probably say don't watch these movies. I remember watching Revenge of the Nerds as we were a kid.
Yeah.
At my Aunt Valerie's house, my mom's side, she has a bunch. And the shower scene came on and my mom dove in front of the TV and was trying to block it. And my brother and I are trying to move her out of the way. Yeah, of course. My mom's like, no.
It's so true. It's so true. But you know, can I tell you something? Revenge of the Nerds, not a movie that stands up to the test of time.
You're 100% right.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. And going through this exercise with trying to figure out movies to watch with the kids, you know what we watched last week? We watched Bloodsport. Okay. But hold on. Bloodsport is basically Karate Kid with grown-ups.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to take some heat here, but Bloodsport does not stand up. I mean, I like watching like the fighting scenes. They're kind of fun, but they're even Ella was like, she's like, Dad, it doesn't even look like they're touching each other. It's like WWF wrestling looks more real than this. She's like, you know, and I'm like, you know what? You're very right. Mm-hmm. Like I like Jean-Claude Van Damme as much as the next guy. Like, let's not get me wrong, but it does not stand up. And we have found that like, we're like, okay, let's show the kids Ghostbusters. Mm-hmm. Well, there's a reason they remade Ghostbusters because again, I loved it as a kid, but now I'm watching, I'm like, oh, I'm so bored. It's so painfully boring. Like, I don't know, like if you have seen some movies that you've gone, you know what? Yeah, you know what? This used to be much more fun or much more cool.
Yeah, I racked my brain trying to think of it. And the ones that I think are horrible now, I thought were horrible back in the day too. So is it that I think they're horrible or they just didn't last the test of time?
Like that's the thing. But here's another one. As a kid, I really liked the movie Beetlejuice.
Okay.
Beetlejuice, not a good movie. No, like if I was a grown up in the 80s watching Beetlejuice, did I enjoy it?
You're probably a huge Michael Keaton fan. So maybe. Probably.
Or Alec Baldwin. Who knew?
Yeah.
Alec Baldwin, Gina Davis. Like, look at the cast. The cast is great.
Here we go. 3 Men and a Baby.
That's one that came up.
Yeah.
It's funny you said that. Now, Heather has no interest in watching 3 Men and a Baby ever again. And I'm like, you know what? I kind of dug that movie. I think because of the cast, like Ted Danson, Steve Guttenberg, and Tom Selleck.
Yeah.
I'm like, awesome. Not awesome.
No.
Do you remember the movie Short Circuit?
Yes.
Johnny Five is alive.
Yeah.
Would you like to be a pepper too? I just remember all these different things in that movie.
Yeah.
Really bad.
Yeah.
Like really, like painfully bad. Like I just can't.
Yeah.
and,
look who's talking.
Yeah.
Cute at the time because it was new. It was something new and exciting.
Yeah.
We're gonna use babies.
Yeah, baby, and it was the voice of Bruce Willis, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think it was Bruce Willis's
and
voice.
Kirstie Alley, or was Kirstie Alley the mom? I don't even know.
I think Travolta was the dad. I think. Mm-hmm. But anyway, you know what? 100%. 100. Look who's talking, and to think that they had to make a sequel.
Right.
You know what I mean? But like here's one Heather and I disagree on. She loved the Goonies. Do you remember the Goonies?
Of course. Hey, you guys.
Exactly. So she loved the Goonies, and as a kid, I loved the Goonies. And she said, "That's one we could show the kids for sure." And I'm like, 100%, we could show the kids that movie. Then we showed it, and the kids were kind of, they were into it, but not into it.
Right.
But me, I was like, oh, I have no patience for this anymore. I don't have the patience to watch these movies that just don't stand up. Like, what else do I have on this list? Groundhog Day.
Okay.
I love Bill Murray. Mm-hmm. And I will watch Scrooged every single year before Christmas multiple times. But I now have 2 Bill Murray movies on this list, and I haven't even talked about What About Bob?
Right?
Man. But Groundhog Day, I'm like, there are parts that are funny, but to get through an entire movie just to watch parts, I don't have time for that anymore. That's the days that I pick up my phone and I'm like, I'm on my phone. But it's even worse when I pick the movie. So
yeah, right.
But it's hard, man. Like it's hard kind of trying to find the movies that you're going to be able to watch as a family. That kind of still kind of keep interest. Like we watched the, the National Treasure series with Nicolas Cage. Mm-hmm. The kids got into those.
Okay.
Same with, Night at the Museum. Again, great because you can watch like trilogies and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool, but it's hard. It's hard finding those. So you've got to find the movies that kind of, if you want to stay interested, you got to find the movies that stand up to the test of time. Like one that's huge in our house, and we will always go back and watch is the Back to the Future trilogy.
Okay, yeah.
Like it's very family friendly. Mm-hmm. Kids today are different than when we were kids. Like you said, it's like, like we didn't know about a lot of stuff. Kids now know a lot about a heck of a lot more. And Back to the Future, there's nothing wrong with it, but you've got your bully in whichever Tannen family member. You've got your hero in Marty McFly, and it's so we will always go back and watch those and not have any problems with it. Like I think we watched it to death at one point. We're like, Back to the Future is good. Let's watch that.
Yeah, that's interesting because I did actually a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, I watched the first one by myself. Yeah, and I agree, it was good still.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah. And that's the thing. So, I mean, have you watched that with your daughter yet?
No. See,
but that's a movie I think you could.
I know, but I try. Zero interest.
Like zero interest because she didn't pick the movie, or like?
Man, I think we're both going to get lit up this week.
I don't care.
My wife does not like watching movies from the past. I have a bookshelf full of DVDs that she refuses to watch, because they're DVDs, because nobody watches DVDs anymore.
Who wants to watch DVDs?
Quick funny story. She's talking about wanting to see, maybe Finding Neverland is a really good movie we should watch. Okay. So I look it up, search it. It's nowhere to be found.
Is that the Michael Jackson documentary?
No. No, it's Johnny Depp. It's about the guy who wrote Peter Pan.
Oh. I thought it was that bad Michael Jackson documentary. Because I was like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So
I got confused for a second. I'm back on board.
So I'm trying to figure out what movies stand the test of time and things like that for our conversation. Open up my DVD cabinets. Finding Neverland is there.
Right there.
right in the thingamajig. So, right in the storage area.
So when you said, "Hey, it's here," she said, "No, I don't want to watch it anymore because I have the DVD."
I found it this morning, so I'm going to let her know we can watch it tonight. She's like, "Nah, I'm good. It's a DVD. Nobody watches DVDs anymore."
It's funny because Heather's very selective like that. Like she'll watch a movie from the past, no problem, unless it's one that I bring up and I'm like, "Oh, we should watch this." She's like, "I've seen it so many times."
Yeah.
I've seen it so many times. I'm like, you know how many movies I've seen so many times? But give me a break.
How many times have you seen Basketball?
It's funny you say that. Yeah. I watched it last week. So how many times I've seen it? I probably, when it first came out, I watched it a ton because Trey Parker and Matt Stone, so funny. And it's kind of baseball, which I'm a huge baseball fan. By the way, for those of you from the lookalike thing, I did post that apparently once upon a time I looked like Shane Victorino. So I went out and bought a Shane Victorino jersey. And so if you're watching on YouTube,
there it is. Number 8, the great 8.
The flying Hawaiian. Anyway, I think I watched it a ton when it first came out, but it's not something that's easy to find, and I don't own it.
Oh, well, I got a copy if you're looking. But I think it stands the test of time.
Parts.
So then it wouldn't stand the test of time then.
There's parts where it drags, where he goes to fix his sweatshop in India or whatever. And another one that kind of just continues on and on and on and never stops is Home Alone. Home Alone 1 and 2. Let me just say that. We'll watch it every year at Christmas over and over again because I can watch those guys take a beating and the amount of things I've read online, and Anthony sits there and he's like, that guy would be dead from that. And he just judges. I'm like, put your imagination hat on for a second. Okay. He's like, no, if that paint can hit him and then a bunch of other stuff, he'd be dead. If he fell from that far, he'd be dead. I'm like, okay, I get it. It's fun. But you know what? It's, Home Alone 1 and 2, and then Heather goes, but 3 doesn't stand up the test of time. I said 3 was never a good, like I didn't even watch 3 as much as I liked as a kid because I don't even remember what year Home Alone came out, but we were young enough to be like, hey, this is hilarious, this movie.
I think it was 90.
That's what
91. Yeah.
So, but I'm like, Home Alone 3 in my mind doesn't exist. And then I think they made a Home Alone 4 even.
With a new kid, or something like that.
Well, I think 3 was Macaulay Culkin's brother.
Okay.
I think. And then 4 was some random.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You researching now? Is that what you're doing for me?
Yeah, 90.
Anyway, so, this is kind of where we're at right now is we're trying to find the movies that kind of, if it's an older one that's going to keep us interested, what kind of movie will it be? We're trying not to show our daughter who just loves horror movies and wants to be, and doesn't get scared anymore. Like, it's like, that's a terrifying thing. My daughter Ella does not get scared. Like, I'm sure she does, but like, she's like, oh, Dad, that's not that scary. Except for that one part where they got bludgeoned and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh no. I'm in so much trouble.
Are you worried?
I'm
worried for you.
Right now, this video and this podcast should never see the light of day.
No.
I could get in a lot of trouble. My mom's already going to give me a hard time.
They could use it for evidence in about 20 years, maybe.
Maybe. This is all your fault. It's not good, man. I'm not gonna lie, but you know what? It's a fun topic to talk about because everyone loves movies. Yeah, some like different kinds of movies. I mean, your wife only likes single run movies apparently, so which is good.
Or family movies that she watch over and over. Like Home Alone is a huge hit in this house,
right? Sure. And why not? What's another kind of family-ish movie? Oh, like the Jumanji movies, right?
Oh, amazing! Yeah, 100%.
Like the new ones with like The Rock and Jack Black and stuff. They're cool. I enjoy them.
Yeah. Definitely.
the old Jumanji, that got the kids into the new ones.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
So that's anyway. But if you're listening and you've got some great ideas that we can show our kids that are not necessarily movies that are of the horror or action thriller drama kind of genre, do me a favor, put it on our Facebook page or tweet it out to us at those dad guys, and let us know, because I know I'm personally always looking for ideas. And if it's one from like when you were a kid, by all means put it on. I'm gonna bet a bunch of money I've probably already shown it to our kids and they've either hated it or I've made a very bad mistake. Can I tell one quick story? Because I know we want to get to the dad joke of the week. I think I figured out where this all comes from, though. When I was a kid, I went to stay with my aunt and uncle for a week, and big wrestling fan. Mm-hmm. And my uncle says, "Well, let's go rent some movies." I'm like, "Okay, fine." And he's like, "Rent? What do you want to see?" And I'm like, and I'm a kid. Mm-hmm. I'm like, RoboCop and the WWF's most bloody matches. Done. No problem.
Come on.
So here I am watching RoboCop I had to be, I don't even remember what year, but it's like I was young, and I'm watching RoboCop, and I'm like, I'm watching RoboCop, and WWF's most bloody matches I'll never forget. It was like Ricky the Dragon Steamboat against Don Morocco, and Mr. Fuji throws Morocco his cane, he breaks it, and he's digging it into Ricky Steamboat, and there's all kinds of blood. I'm like, this is the best thing. So I'm pretty sure all this now comes from my Uncle Lou. So Uncle Lou, it's funny, on Easter we did a Zoom meeting too, and he goes, "Hey, give me a shout out. Give me a shout out." I don't think he was expecting this kind of shout out.
No, good old Uncle Lou.
I don't believe Uncle Lou was expecting me to throw him under the bus and tell people that 30 years ago he showed me RoboCop. But
isn't that what aunts and uncles did? They did things for you that your parents wouldn't do.
Or they terrified you with masks and stuff like that.
It made me a stronger person, okay?
You know what? That's what it is. All right, Paul. So now that we've got all that out of the way, I feel good. How you feeling? You feel good?
I'm feeling all right on this one.
Stretch it out. Okay. Then let's do it. Here we go. Hold on.
And now, get ready to cringe. It's the dad joke of the week.
All right.
Oh, Joe. What's the difference between a poorly dressed man on a tricycle and a well-dressed man on a bicycle?
A poorly dressed man on a tricycle and a well-dressed man on a bicycle. It's 2 wheels, 3 wheels. I don't know.
Tire. A tire.
Took me a second.
Okay. Should we explain that to everybody? Because it was if you're smart and witty, this would have been very funny to you.
Yes.
So basically, the poor dressed man and a well dressed man is a tire or clothing, and the difference between a tricycle and a bicycle is one tire. So again, a tire. I'll try better next week.
No, I mean, it took me a second. When I got it, and it's fun. Got great feedback on last week, so people were saying you were back.
Okay, good. Well, let's see what they say here. Maybe they'll say, "Oh man,
look, there's ebbs and flows. Can
we do a segment called Fact Check? So fact check. Okay. Last episode.
Yeah.
There was not a specialized place at Cops Coliseum for parents to sit for the New Kids on the Block concert.
Okay.
I guarantee there was. However, my Aunt Teresa and Uncle Mike actually were at the concert in the seats with my cousins.
So you just remember it totally different.
Well, that just proves they had a ticket they could have given up, because I'm pretty sure my Uncle Mike wasn't a huge New Kids on the Block fan.
No?
No. So that just made it worse when they fact checked me on that one. I'm like, doubt. So you did have more than 2 tickets. So that's awesome.
Made Easter real uncomfortable, I bet, this year.
That was a blast, man. Like there was, what was the count? I don't know. I put it on Facebook, but there was like 17 screens.
Yeah.
With my family and stuff. It was it was awesome.
We had 12. Like it was cool. I mean, look, I told people, look, you're not going to be able to hold a conversation. Like you're just not.
Yeah.
But the fact is we're all together on Easter, and that's the way I looked at it. So,
it was funny.
Yep.
It was funny. I was excited. Like I got all done up and everything like that. I was wearing like sweat shorts, but a really nice shirt.
Tuxedo t-shirt.
And I was so excited. And I'm sitting there and everybody's talking over each other. Like we were all together in the same living room, and my anxiety was just freaking going nuts. I was like, oh, this is a lot to handle. I'm worried what's going to happen when we all get together for that dinner dance party.
Hey, just wait for Christmas. Wait till Christmas comes.
Mother's Day is a big one over here.
See, there you go.
Huge. We usually host it, so this is going to be interesting.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Anyways.
Well, that's it for us this week. Thanks for joining us. Remember, hit us up on our Twitter page, at Those Dad Guys. We've got Instagram, Those Dad Guys, Facebook page. Remember, we're going to put the poll up. Paul, hair or no hair? Paul has said that he'll bick it if 75% say hair or say no hair. Now, we don't just want 4 people voting. We need more.
No.
So I think, do you want to put a minimum on that?
Yeah, let's do a smart goal of 25 people.
25 people. So we need 75% of 25. I'm not doing the math right now.
Yeah, me neither.
75% of 20 would be 12, right? And no, I'm probably way off. No, I don't know. Forget it. That's bad math. I don't care. Anyway, watch for the poll. It's going to be on our Facebook page. Thanks for joining us this week. And don't forget to catch us on YouTube. And when you get onto YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Smash it.
Smash that subscribe button. Have a great week, everyone.
See ya.